Delusion is so real with women. I say this because unfortunately, let's talk about roles. When it comes to roles, and then let's also talk about women's expectations. When it comes to those two things, roles and expectations, oftentimes women believe that it doesn't matter, it's not relevant, what's the point even, and that it doesn't need to be structured in certain ways, also meaning double standards where it's like if she doesn't want to, if it's not her part being played the way it was in the beginning or as it should be, it doesn't matter. You have to still keep in your end of the bargain. Now that's one form of delusion. Another form can look like her feeling like, well, if you won't, they will. And I'm actually about to tell you about a common quote I've always seen a lot of women repost or share and stuff in a second. But before I continue on, y'all, do not miss out on the sales. Like I've said, it's just not going to be going on forever. And you want to change your life in areas of dating or even just simply upgrade your mind, advance it. I'm telling you, it's game changer. And the time is now. Like, why even wait? 2025 is literally a month away from now. And you got to just be serious. Like, you want to look at yourself next year and be able to look back and be like, wow, that not only my products helped you or a consultation, but that is where I also realized, and that's from you doing the work too, that it's possible. And I'm telling you, it's possible, especially for anybody out there that is feeling lost or hurt about somebody or wanting somebody or even like doesn't know how to start or feeling like, dang. And I got to give you a few more examples because I know how it feels. And I also know a lot of people that go through this have been through this. And so even feeling like that person let you down or gave up on you or isn't about you anymore, like that doesn't matter because you're still going to keep going on. And I say this to say, like, it's almost like just give yourself that time period to flip things around. And that just means that you got to feel the pain. You got to feel the hurt. And I'm here to support you with that. But also, there's game out there. There's things out there that's available. I put so much effort and time into so many of my products and I have so many different ones. I'm not even going to explain all of them. But you got to know that this is what's going to help you and it's needed. And I say this to say, like, even if it's little steps that you take for self-care or even just doing something you used to love, like that's a good start. But you have to recognize that it's within you. So go through the feelings, emotions, but bounce back. And then also simply just know your worth and also know what worth you're adding. Also know that anything can change. This is the last thing I'll say. Anything can change, but you have to be up for it. You don't have to think what you've been so used to, especially with women, is the norm. Because trust me, there's people out here, there's plenty of men that actually do really succeed or aren't even about women but have an amazing joyful life. So let that be you. And like I said, don't miss out on the amazing deals. And per usual, Patreon, whether you want to join for free or not, you still can get exclusives and join a community on both ends, and also YouTube membership if you are not on Patreon. And so as to what I was saying, as far as this whole, when it comes to women and the delusion and the double standards, all of this stuff is really all comes to one. But another understanding that you want to take from this video is there's nothing you can really do sometimes. Like the willingness that has to be played, or let's say 5. So let's say there's 5 of the characteristics of femininity that needs to be played. If she's doing like 1 or 2 and 2 comes up when it's the hardest, desperate times, that tells you a lot already. That should already tell you that that's bad. And that should tell you also you should push back. Not only are you settling, and I'll ask my question now, do you find yourself settling? Have you also changed your boundaries? Like, I want to know in the comment section, what are the differences basically from what you've been doing either from now or in the past or have to still do? Now, not only are you settling, but you're also allowing and showing her that this treatment is okay. So a lot of times, yes, women can be big-headed and egotistic for their own reasoning, which is not okay. But there's definitely a lot of times men encourage that behavior. If, for instance, if you are a yes man, if you're always answering the phone whenever she needs something, if your agreement or what you told her and reassured her is like, hey, I'll never leave you, and she's over here telling you, well, honestly, I can't really tell you the same, or she gives you that silence right there. Did y'all think I paused the video, or I had a hiccup, or what? What y'all think in that moment? But I'm saying that because that's what it is. You might have emotions, and I literally always say emotions like such a veil on somebody's eyes, or just a veil in general, or like, tinted shades or something, because it does not allow you to see things clear and for exactly what it is, which could be a good or a bad thing, but in this particular case, it is not a good thing. As to what I was already saying, though, this is what's happening. I'm over here telling you, you're getting the silence. You hear me going, well, you don't hear me, but you are aware that I am being silent. Now, when you're getting the silent treatment, or whatever the case may be, and she's over here not saying nothing, but yet that veil, that emotion that says, okay, well, your delusion is okay. Okay, well, I'll keep the glasses on when you're inside. You could take them off at this point. You're about to go to bed. Why do you still have it on? That's how you guys carry. And I'm just giving you also examples, not every man, but a lot of times carrying your emotions on your sleeve, or carrying your heart for her and hers for you is what is happening. I don't want none of that to go over you guys' head, but understand this is what's being displayed. This is what is being basically also told. And so it's so crucial and important for yourself to know that if I don't do things differently, she's going to forever think that these glasses are glued to me. Or if I take them off, I'm just going to lose everything, so I can't. And so that impression drives a lot of females' delusion. And I had to break it down like that because I think sometimes when you're around somebody, or back to emotions, or think it's not a big deal or it's not detrimental, it really is. And obviously, if it's building up like a wall that takes bricks and bricks to build up, it will eventually be a full solid wall that pretty much you can't break. I mean, you can if you have a bulldozer or something, but you get my concept. It could have been way easier if you had a pyramid of bricks and brought it down. And I'm using a lot of metaphors, but I want y'all to get the concept of what I'm explaining. Also, in a lot of my products, I was going to name a few, but in a lot of my products, I use metaphors because I feel like it's easier to understand. I learn a lot of stuff from metaphors. It helps your perception actually see things differently and process it in a way of okay, that really makes sense, or you just get more clarity. And also, I do have other things such as guided things. So it's not just guided affirmations and custom affirmations, but definitely where you can go ahead and have your no contact guided journal. And you don't even have to use it for no contact. It is also for no contact, but it's your choice because I've created a lot of self-help, self-care things, certain stuff you have to be doing to change your life, to help yourself. A lot of stuff too that is starting you and keeping you on track. And one last thing too in that guide is it's allowing you to get my encouragement. If I'm your accountability partner, or if I'm going to be supporting you, these are the things I'm going to say every step of the way. So as I said, check out my website. We're basically at the end of the video, so I did talk. So I was going to continue, but every video is normally around 8 minutes, but I hope y'all got it from now. And I hope those metaphors did help. Just understand that the change still comes to you. You can't change a woman that doesn't want to be helped or showed how to and is willing to, and continuously, okay? And I'll always elaborate on the topic of delusion and everything else I mentioned. There's so much more to touch on, especially the aspect of double standards, which I briefly said about, but I'll talk about it very much soon. And so Let me know how you guys feel. Make sure you drop your opinions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff in the bottom of this video, which is the comment section. And as I always say, take care of yourself in all aspects. Don't forget about the links. I love y'all. And don't forget about Patreon too. Get way more on there. And I do have 2 patrons. Bye, y'all.